President extends Eid al-Fitr felicitations to leaders of Islamic countries. President calls on exemplary conduct from police officers. Palestinians celebrate Eid amidst devastation caused by Israeli military.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Assalamualaikum, and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Minhama, on behalf of everyone here at PSM News and myself. President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu extended heartfelt Eid al-Fitr 1446 greetings to the leaders, governments and people of Islamic nations, as well as to Maldivian citizens following the sighting of the Shawwal moon, emphasizing the values of compassion, community and charity. He urged everyone to embrace self-improvement and unity in the days ahead. President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu extended well wishes of the government and the people of the Maldives to the leaders, governments and the people of Islamic countries on the celebration of Eid al-Fitr 1446. In his messages, the President expressed hope for the auspicious day to inspire reflection of the holy month of Ramadan and the remembrance of the teachings of compassion, community and charity. He concluded the messages with a prayer for Almighty Allah's boundless blessings of opportunity, prosperity, happiness and success for the leaders and the people of Islamic countries. President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu extended Eid greetings to Maldivians after the sighting of the Shawwal moon, urging self-improvement and unity. He emphasized Eid as a time of gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala following Ramadan's season of charity and generosity, encouraging kindness, brotherhood and goodwill through charity and gifts. Stressing that a Muslim's life should be built on goodness, he called for maintaining good deeds, seeking forgiveness and embracing Eid as a new beginning with renewed hope. He urged people to uphold Islamic values in their celebrations and beyond. Reaffirming the government's commitment to Islamic teachings, he highlighted initiatives like illuminating islands and amplifying the takbir. He encouraged making Eid a day of joy, strengthening family ties, and including all generations in the celebrations. Expressing solidarity with Gaza, he urged Maldivians to remember and pray for suffering Muslim brothers and sisters. He concluded by praying for the Islamic Ummah's victory, security, and the country's prosperity. And in other news related to Eid al-Fitr, the islands of Maldives have been illuminated with festive lights to celebrate the Islamic holiday that marks the end of Ramadan. Under the special directive of President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu, Eid Ali initiative was launched aimed at illuminating islands across the Maldives with festive lights representing Islamic symbols. As the Eid Ali initiative was well received over the past Eids, the government has decided to light up 2 islands additional from each atoll this year to allow more islands to have the experience. In this regard, 36 additional islands have been illuminated across Maldives, with the Ministry of Cities, local governments and councils coordinating with local councils and state-owned State Electric Company Limited, Stelco and Feneco Corporation Limited to implement the initiative. This year's Eid Ali initiative was inaugurated by Minister of Islamic Affairs Dr. Muhammad Shahim Ali Saeed at a special ceremony held at the Hurmala Central Park. Speaking at the ceremony, the minister said Eid is a significant occasion for the Muslim Ummah. Describing Eid as an opportunity to busy oneself in the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the minister said Eid is also an opportunity to express to bring happiness and joy to the hearts of others. He also urged the public to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during their Eid celebrations and advised to stick to traditional practices. President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu has stressed that the primary duty of the police has always been law enforcement, and therefore every police officer must commit to exemplary conduct in upholding the law. He made this statement in his address marking the 92nd anniversary of the Maldives Police Service MPS. In his address, the President extended his sincere congratulations to the officers of the Maldives Police Service on its 92nd anniversary. He also expressed gratitude to former ministers who had overseen the service as well as senior officers, commending them for their invaluable contributions to the nation. The President underscored the importance of exemplary conduct among police officers. He stated that it is their duty to maintain impeccable standards, prevent crime, raise public awareness of crime prevention, and guide society in ethical and moral behavior. Concluding his address, President Dr. Muizu highlighted that the Maldives Police Service employs highly educated and well-trained individuals who are essential to the country. He urged every officer to honor their oath of office, uphold religious values, serve the nation with dedication, show compassion towards citizens, and remain mindful of their responsibilities. President Dr. Mohammad Muizu has issued a decree designating 325.5 hectares from Kela's lagoon in Har Alif Atoll for 2 new tourist resorts, fulfilling his electoral pledge to develop tourism in the area. The President's office announced the decision, publishing an official map redefining Kela's jurisdiction under Section 56(1)(a) of the Decentralization Act. During his February 2024 visit to Kela, President Muizu highlighted the island's tourism potential and assured residents of job opportunities from the project. He also reaffirmed his commitment to accelerating the island's ongoing tourism zone development and outlined plans to enhance local agriculture. On 3 April 2024, the Ministry of Tourism and Environment and Kela Island Council formalized the initiative by signing an agreement to allocate lagoon space for tourism facilities. Maldivian government has decided to donate $32,425 from Fitr Zakat fund to Palestinian children suffering in Gaza. The government has also, for the first time, decided to distribute Zakat al-Fitr equally to all those registered on the list of needy. In that regard, each individual on the list will receive $292 payout as Zakat al-Fitr. Minister of Islamic Affairs Dr. Muhammad Shahim Ali Saeed said that $292 has now been distributed to all on the list of the needy. In addition, Minister Dr. Shahim revealed that the government will provide donations from the Fund of Children of Gaza. Prior to the police change, zakat collections from each island were distributed to the list of the needy on the particular island. Minister Dr. Shahim had noted that the poor in some islands with small populations receive very little as Fitr Zakat. However, this change for the first time in the country's history will see all on the list of needy receive the same amount as Zakat al-Fitr. The current administration has launched several initiatives to increase awareness and streamline zakat distribution and collection systems in the country. The efforts have led to an increase in zakat contributions in the past year. The Ministry of Higher Education, Labor and Skills Development has opened application for student loans for higher education in the Maldives and abroad. A total of 500 opportunities are available under this year's student loan scheme. Applications can be submitted through the MyEdu portal with the deadline set for Wednesday, 30th April at 13:30 hours. The loan scheme is open to both new and existing students. The Minister of Higher Education, Labor and Skills Development, Dr. Ali Haider, said the loan scheme will cover studies ranging from diploma to PhD level. Although the loan scheme allows the student to study in a country of their choice, all the expenses stipulated under the loan assistance will be paid in full only to students studying in pre-approved countries. The minister said loan coverage will be provided to study in countries that are not listed only after comparing the choices available at pre-approved countries for the more cost-effective opinion. The minister said that similar to the previous year, this year's loan scheme has spots reserved for students with disabilities. Their individual differences and circumstances will be considered when awarding loans. This year's loan scheme will provide students already enrolled in courses the opportunity to cover remaining expenses under the loan scheme, including students enrolled in the government's free degree program. Government has kick-started a massive sports infrastructure initiative, signing contracts with 3 state-owned companies to kickstart 77 projects across the country. The total cost of the 77 projects, which includes the construction and renovation of sports grounds, outdoor gyms, fitness and recreation centers, is around $13.3 million. The projects include the construction of 34 outdoor gyms, 28 fitness and recreation centers, 5 futsal grounds, 7 football grounds, and 2 volleyball courts. Out of these projects, 28 projects have been awarded to Fenaka Corporation Limited, 26 to the Maldives Transport and Contracting Company, MTCC, while the remaining 23 projects were awarded to the Road Development Corporation, RDC. The contracts were signed by senior officials of the 3 companies and the Minister of Sports, Fitness and Recreation, Abdullah Rafiu, during a ceremony on Saturday. Speaking during the ceremony, Minister Rafiu said the ministry would work closely with state-owned companies and the Ministry of Finance and Planning to complete the 77 projects within the designated 2-year timeline. This major initiative is part of President Dr. Mohammad Moizu's commitment to developing sports infrastructure, encouraging healthy lifestyles within society, and developing national-level athletes within the next 2 years. South Korea, China and Japan held their first economic dialogue in 5 years on Sunday, March 30th, seeking to facilitate regional trade as the 3 Asian export powers brace from U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs. The country's 3 trade ministers agreed to closely cooperate for comprehensive and high-level talks on a South Korea-Japan-China free trade agreement deal to promote regional and global trade, according to a statement released after the meeting. It is necessary to strengthen the implementation of RCEP, in which all 3 countries have participated, and to create a framework for expanding trade cooperation among the 3 countries through Korea, China, Japan, FTA negotiations, said South Korean Trade Minister Ahn Dok-gun, referring to the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. The ministers met ahead of Trump's announcement on Wednesday, April 2nd, of more tariffs in what he calls Liberation Day, as he upends Washington's trading partnerships. Thousands of Muslims celebrate Eid al-Fitr amidst devastation caused by repeated attacks by Israel military that has killed, injured hundreds of thousands of people and destructed neighborhoods to the ground. Thousands of Muslim worshippers observed Eid al-Fitr prayers at Jerusalem's Al-Aqsa Mosque compound on Sunday, March 30th morning, as the holy month of Ramadan drew to a close. According to the Jerusalem Islamic Waqf, nearly 120,000 worshippers attended the prayer. The Al-Aqsa Mosque lies in the heart of Jerusalem's Old City and is the 3rd holiest shrine to Muslims. The compound is on a hill known to Jews as Har Ha-Bayt or Temple Mount, and to Muslims internationally as Al-Haram al-Sharif or the Noble Sanctuary. Palestinians in Jabalia also gathered on Sunday to perform Eid prayers among the devastation caused by the ongoing Israel-Hamas war in Gaza. Dozens of men and women performed their prayers next to the heavily damaged Khulafa Mosque. The Eid prayers were a poignant reminder of the community's strength and unity in the face of adversity. Since Israeli airstrikes resumed on March 18th, at least 855 Palestinians have been killed and 1,869 wounded, according to the UN, which cited figures from the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry. A man who had been trapped under the rubble of a collapsed building in Myanmar's capital, Naypyidaw, for around 40 hours was pulled out alive by rescue teams from Singapore and Myanmar, Myanmar's army-run TV reported, 2 days after a devastating 7.7 magnitude quake rocked the Southeast Asian nation. Official figures released by authorities shows the death toll caused by this disaster has now exceeded 1,600. It took around 24 hours for rescuers from the Singapore Civil Defence Forces (SCDF) and Myanmar Fire Services Department to extract the man from the rubble, one Myanmar rescuer told MRTV. According to SCDF's official social media pages, the man had been trapped underneath a collapsed 3-story building and was extracted using cutting and breaking equipment to tear through the concrete. He remains in a stable condition and has been taken to a local hospital, the SCDF added. Myanmar's military rulers allowed hundreds of foreign rescue personnel to enter the country on Saturday, March 29th, after the deadliest natural disaster to hit the impoverished, war-torn nation in years. Friday's March 28th 7.7 magnitude quake, among the largest to jolt the Southeast Asian nation in the last century, crippled airports, bridges and highways amid a civil war that has devastated the economy and displaced millions. The U.S. Geological Survey's predictive modeling estimated Myanmar's death toll could exceed 10,000 and losses could surpass the country's annual economic output. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth described Japan on Sunday, March 30th, as indispensable for tackling Chinese aggression and said implementing of a plan to upgrade the U.S. military command in the country would get underway. Calling Japan a cornerstone of peace and security in the Indo-Pacific, he said President Donald Trump's government would continue to work closely with its key Asian ally.
America is committed to sustaining robust, ready, and credible deterrence in the Indo-Pacific, including across the Taiwan Strait. Japan would be on the front lines of any contingency we might face in the Western Pacific, and we stand together in support of each other.
In July, then-President Joe Biden's White House announced a major revamp of the U.S. military command in Japan to deepen coordination with Tokyo's forces as the two countries labeled China their greatest strategic challenge. That change will place a combined operational commander in Japan who would be a counterpart to the head of a joint operation command established by the Japan's self-defense forces last week. Hegseth and Nakatani agreed to accelerate a plan to jointly produce beyond visual range air-to-air AMRAAM missiles and to consider collaborating on production of SM-6 surface-to-air defense missiles to help ease a shortage of munitions, Nakatani said during a news conference following the meeting with his counterpart.
And with that, I want to announce that the Defense Department has started Phase 1 of upgrading U.S. Forces Japan to a Joint Force Headquarters. This upgrade will improve our ability to coordinate operations with Japan's own Joint Operations Command, or JJOC. And we certainly welcome JJOC's establishment this past week. It's more urgency, it's more cooperation in real time. It also increases our readiness to respond to contingency or crisis, support U.S. operations, and help Japan and U.S. forces defend this territory.
Hegseth said he asked his counterpart for greater access to Japan's strategic Southwest Islands along the edge of the contested East China Sea close to Taiwan. Dozens of Russian cycling enthusiasts race on a go-karting track in the town of Zelenograd in the Moscow region. The race, organized by a local cycling club, is made up of several laps around a go-karting circuit full of sharp and awkward turns. It's a track not fit for cycling, but that seems to be one of the main draws for many of the men and women having a go on two wheels. On top of the challenge of burning bicycle rubber on a go-karting track, the vast majority of the participants chose to do laps on fixed-gear bicycles without brakes. It's a priceless experience, Ruslan, one of the cyclists, told Reuters in what must surely be an understatement given the circuit and the courage required to get around it. Despite being billed as a race, many of the participants saw the event more as a chance to meet like-minded enthusiasts and make up cycling time lost during the long Russian winter that shortens the cycling season in Moscow. More than a dozen blue and yellow macaws were returned to the wild in Brasilia after they were rescued and rehabilitated by wildlife officers. Brazil's environmental institutions, IBAMA, released the birds after they rescued from mistreatment and wildlife trafficking.
IBAMA officials released 14 macaws, 19 parrots, and a chestnut-bellied seed finch into the Chapada Imperial Ecological Reserve in Brasilia. Some of these animals had been under rehabilitation for as long as 3 years. The blue and yellow macaw is found in various habitats including woodlands, rainforests, and savannas, native to a large part of Central and South America. However, these macaws face threats from habitat loss and the illegal pet trade. They are often captured for sale as pets, and Amazon deforestation is also destroying the natural habitats.
And that's all we have for now. Wishing you all once again a pleasant Eid al-Fitr. Thank you for watching. Wish you all a pleasant day ahead.
ಉಫಾವೆರಿ ಫಿತರು ಈದ್ಗೆ ಹೇಯದು ಮಾತ ಹುನಿಯಾ ಲೊವ್ವೆತೆ ರೈತುನಂ ಅರಿಸ್ಕುರಂ ಈದ್ ಮುಬಾರಕ್ ಫತುರು ವದೇಶೆ ಉಫಾವೆರಿ ಫಿತರು ಈದ್ಗೆ ತಹುನಿಯಾ